Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Baylor versus Seton Hall college basketball matchup on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. Of course, we do tons of free picks every day at Pick Dawgz, but people ask us all the time which ones we like the best. Those are the ones we put under the Premium Picks tab at Pick Dawgz. You can use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, text that number you see on the screen. It's the only place you can get Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. But let's get to this one. We've got Baylor taking on Seton Hall. Baylor, well, still one of the best teams in the nation. I tell you, they start them like always in the double digits in the rankings, and they just continue to move their way up. Seems to be the same story every single year. This is always one of the most loaded roster teams in college basketball. To me, it's always an embarrassment of riches, and the biggest trouble that Baylor has is figuring out which five guys to put on the court, because they run 11-12 deep, and they are once again that exact same team. Where do you lose, Keontae George and Cryer and get better? And that's how Baylor is this season. It seems they get better and better every year. Just a couple of years removed from that national championship. I believe the pandemic year they would have won the national championship that year as well. Man, speaking of guys that have gotten it done in the tournament, Holloway, the coach of Seton Hall, of course, he's the guy who did it at St. Peter's, hoping for some kind of magic, and he's going to need that kind of magic in this particular game against these Baylor Bears. The Hall has been okay this season, but certainly not to the level of Baylor. 5-2 on the season. The losses, USC and Iowa. The wins, all in the winnable games, in the games that they were favored in, but they didn't really cover the spread in all of those games either. The games that they lost, they did not cover the spread in any of those. And then, of course, the game that they won last time out against Northeastern, they won by 13 in a game they were favored by 15.5 points. So the expectations for Seton Hall are certainly there. They haven't necessarily met them, and I think beating up on bad teams is part of it. Winning the winnable games is always a big part of the equation, but you got to step it up against the big boys too. As for Baylor, that win against Florida, 95-91 was a real high-scoring game. I think Baylor was a far better team there. They just could not put the Gators away, who were super game on that night. The win over Oregon State, 16 points. Well, Oregon State, we know, has not been good in several years. And that opener against Auburn, oh man, what a great game that was. That was like watching two professional teams. Baylor was actually a dog in that game by 2 points, won it by 6. I don't think we'll see Baylor too much as a dog the rest of the way. We look at the tail of the tape. Seton Hall pretty efficient shooting the ball. Baylor solid on defense, a little bit underrated in that regard, but they really can defend the three. Teams shoot just about 29% against them. And of course, when it comes to shooting the three, well, good luck trying to stop that. They're the best in the nation, almost 43% from beyond the arc. They are 52.1% from the field. I don't know. Until further notice, I'm just going to continue to take Baylor. They've been a cash cow for me for years. I'm going to take Baylor, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks today, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at Sports Chat Place. They'll tell you how often historically all the bets on the board have hit and put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.